Guys, I went 2-week break. Give me a break.
You went 2 weeks without drinking?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't even notice.
I'm not buying it.
No, I'm not buying it either.
Why?
You went 2 weeks without drinking?
Yeah. Why, you don't believe that?
I saw him drink literally 3 days ago.
Yes.
It was 2.5 days ago. And it wasn't a lot. It was a little bit. A little
It's
too
white
much.
lie.
a little white lie with some white.
White Claw. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
But yeah, I feel like White Claws don't count as alcohol. They're
It's
just
like seltzers.
Oh, come on.
It's
Come
addicting.
on.
They are very addicting.
Is it?
Beer you drink and you feel like kind of heavy after. You're like, oh,
Right.
okay, I've had 2 or 3 beers. White Claws, you're like, I feel great, and I'm gonna
Zane
have
and
another.
I just feel heavy regardless.
Yeah. We don't need beers to tell us that.
All right, let's just hop right into this. Welcome back to the podcast.
We got to do the intro first.
Oh, right.
What is it,
Roll
episode
the
36?
intro. Let's get into it.
Come on.
Why do I feel like this is our first podcast?
Brick wall waterfall.
You got it or you don't. I do.
So boom with that attitude. Peace punch, Captain Crunch. I got something you can't touch. Bang, bang, choo-choo train. Wind me up and do my thing. Reese's Pieces
I didn't
7
know
up.
what that was.
Mess with me, I'll mess you up.
Hold on. What is that?
Wow, that was
What is
good,
that?
guys. That was
What?
good.
How do we know that?
Just an old childhood
Is that like a
saying.
cheerleading
It's
routine?
just a thing Matt and I like to
No,
do.
it's what you say to somebody when they
When you-
give
It's
you
like
a diss.
whatever
Like,
made your loser.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
I've
one of
heard
those.
I've heard of that one a lot. I've never heard are those a bunch of different ones and you put it all together?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think so.
Like it started out really short and then people like added on.
Yeah.
Do you
yeah,
think
yeah.
kids still do that these days? Because obviously, like that was passed
don't
on from
know.
generations.
I bet they do.
Like, do they do like Miss Mary Mac?
Oh,
that's
yeah,
another
yeah,
good
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Black with silver
Buns all down her back.
No,
back,
I knew
back.
Miss Susie had a steamboat. The
That's-
steamboat
that's
had a
another good
bell.
one. Yes.
Miss Susie went to heaven. And the steamboat went to hello, operator.
Please
Give me number 9. The
If
boys
you
are in the
disconnect me-
bathroom.
no,
Are
if
pulling
you
down
di-
their flies are in the meadow.
You jumped all the way to the end, Mariah.
Everyone listening is like, I have no fucking clue what they're talking
No,
about.
behind the refrigerator, there was a piece of glass.
and
Miss
when-
Susie sat upon it and heard her little, ask me no more questions.
Tell me no more lies.
good.
The boys are in the bathroom. Pulling
Zipping
down
up,
their flies are in the meadow. Bees are in the park. Miss
Is this
Susie
like a this
In
type
her
of
bo-
game?
and her boyfriend
Boyfriend are kissing in the
D-A-R-K,
D-A-R-K, dark,
Oh.
darker than the underwear my mommy puts on me.
I didn't go that far.
Wow.
Did you ever do this? Crack an egg on your head, let the yolk.
To get the chills or
Cool
whatever.
breeze.
Dude,
tight
Wait, we gotta
squeeze.
run
That's
the
it,
intro.
that's it.
Run the intro, run the intro. My favorite growing up was the hold on, let me.
Before that, it's coffee
It
talk,
was
baby, but we're not going to talk about
No,
that.
it's coffee time, baby.
Oh, you guys didn't.
Awkward.
Right. It was the one where everybody would sit in a circle, and everybody would go like this. They'd have their hands like this, and you would slap the person next to you. You know what I'm talking about?
Kumasaka.
Oh no, or
Kumasaka,
no,
sí,
down
señor.
by the
No, it was down by the river with the hanky-panky.
where the bullfrogs jump from bank to bank, you with the
eat. Your mama stinks and so do you. That, do you
Or-
know?
No,
Some
I
Adelie
did.
and a
I
Kirk
did
Block or
this.
something like
I did
that.
Kumasaka, si senor. E-I-E-I-O. Kumasaka, si senor. E-I-E-I-O.
She grew up in
1,
Mexico.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then you slap or try to pull away.
Sounds very Native American.
Look at Zane.
I know Duck Duck Goose.
Hey,
I remember that one.
That's a good one.
All right. Pretty
It's
good.
not those like hand games, like with you go.
That the ones we were doing were a hand game, and the other one
Give me
down
a
by
break.
the river.
Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat
She had
bar.
a way better childhood.
It's so cool that we're all from different parts and everyone is kind of similar but different. Like, where
Yeah, you
was
guys
the
kind of had
communication?
different ones, but Zane and I just had the same exact one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how? Like, where was that communication? How did it spread? There wasn't internet to look
summer
it up.
camps. It was different
But
regional summer.
it-
Okay,
camps.
no, there
Is
was
it
Ask
counselor?
FM. There was Ask FM.
Ask
So that's
FM.
how
Was it
got
the
spread.
counselors teaching us? I don't.
I
No,
just
it
remember
just
learning it on like
spread.
the schoolyard.
Yeah, I remember like when we would wait for our parents to pick us up when as a kid, like you'd sit outside the school, like where the carpool
Oh,
lanes
man.
were. Everyone would play those games.
Yeah, we would play at recess.
Time flies, man.
It really does.
Any traumas back as a child in school? I set it up because I have one. You know,
Right.
specifically
Like, he
after
needs to-
school
he needs to
walking
Zane,
vent
why,
home.
right now.
Zane, why don't you start?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start.
All right. No, please stop pulling up.
So coincidentally, it was after school on my way home, which is so weird. I was walking home, and this was back when the bus parked far away from my
Sorry,
house.
everything everybody keeps saying, I'm putting into that rhythm. Like,
Yeah,
the
me
back
too.
when the bus and the car. I'm like, fuck, I can't get it out of my head.
So I was like probably like for me, like as a 5th grader, like a mile walk home, a mile and a half walk home is pretty far from your bus stop.
It's enough to get kidnapped.
Yeah, exactly. So I get off the bus, and after like 5 minutes of walking, all of a sudden, this not vulture, it was like a black crow, started attacking me. It landed on my head.
Is this a real story?
Yes, it's a real story. It landed on my
my
head
God.
and started like with its beak. It wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop, and I thought I didn't know what was attacking me.
Not
I
today,
thought
Satan.
I was getting kidnapped. I didn't know by what, but like it took me a little while to figure out it was a fucking bird on my head because I just didn't know what was hitting me.
And you would never think. You would never think.
Exactly, and I was so scared. I was young, so I was running home. I'm far.
Imagine driving. You're on the bus, like getting your ride home. You look out and you're like, "Is that Zane?" Just
It like attacked me for about half a mile. It would not let me
Did
go.
you have a fear of
gosh.
birds? Because
No,
of that?
it wasn't very traumatizing. If anything,
It was almost flattering. Like
Yeah.
of all the people,
It was almost
me.
fluttering.
Yeah, it was.
Oh. Did you guys see the TikTok of the kids on the bus recording the other kid off the bus, and his homework is getting blown away by the wind?
Oh my god!
They're like, your homework, your homework.
And the
felt
kid
so
filed
bad.
it perfectly. Like
Perfectly.
it was
The
like it was
energy was
natural.
there.
Natural.
Like it looked like a
So
movie
funny.
scene. Like, you couldn't write that
You
shit.
could not film that shit. You couldn't.
Oh my gosh. Did you have any trauma as a kid?
Do you have any trauma?
Zane sparked up a memory for me just saying about walking home from school. I remember walking home from elementary school, so I was probably around like 3rd or 4th grade, and I would walk with these 2 girls that lived on my street. And one time we looked on the ground and we saw a condom, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's a condom!" And they were freaking out. I was like, "What's a condom?"
How old were you?
Second or third.
How did they know?
I didn't even know what a condom was. until, like,
Actually, no. It had to have been 4th grade because my friend had just moved on our street, and that was like around 2001.
Yeah.
And they were like freaking out. It was a condom. And I'm like, what is a condom? I had no clue what it was.
As
the
you
two
shouldn't.
girls went like this.
And exactly.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
You know how like kids are, like if they're like, oh, you don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh.
it's kind of traumatizing. You're like, well, I don't know what it is, and it's something apparently a guy uses, and I'm a guy, and I don't know what a condom is. And so then they like started explaining it to me, but like. Be like, Matt, you're just so immature. I think you should probably talk to your parents about this.
Oh my
that's nasty.
And I'll
nasty.
never forget that. But then I didn't want to talk to my parents about it. So what I did was I went to school the next day and pulled out an encyclopedia and then read
Looked
what a
up
condom
That's
was.
funny.
But it still
That's
didn't make
really
sense to
funny.
me. Like it's like a.
So what was it?
But yeah, I'll never forget that.
Do you have anything, Bubba?
Traumatizing?
You traumatized.
You
me.
traumatized me. No, nothing crazy. I remember I flipped on like a 4-wheeler. That's traumatizing.
are you okay?
That's
I
pretty
was good. I'm
traumatizing.
good. Yeah, I'm good. Anyway.
I
remember the one oh wait, there's one time where I was in I had first moved to the new school in Pennsylvania, and these stupid kids, they weren't like targeting me or anything. I was just sitting at the lunch table. It was like the long lunch tables, like the long rectangular ones, and they folded up like this. You know what I'm talking about? And we had do you remember like the macaroni with the meat sauce? You know the meat sauce that I'm talking about that every school had? It was that meat sauce.
Okay.
And the kid like leaned on the table like this, and of course I had the meat sauce because I had like extra meat sauce, of course.
Because you're
she's Italian.
Yeah,
And
it's the Amato. Give it extra meat sauce. You take good.
And I was the only one that it spilled all over my outfit, and this is like halfway through the day. So then I had to go to the nurse's office, and they gave me like lost and found clothes. But this is when I remember the feeling I had, because this is when leggings and long shirts obviously weren't in style until like a few years ago. They
Until
put me
Ariana
in-
Grande.
I called leggings tight pants.
Okay.
That's what I wore.
My mom would call them hot pants, but she put me in tight pants, and they weren't like a trend at all or popular. So I looked like an idiot, and they put me in this big t-shirt, which nowadays would be I'd feel like a disco girl.
It is.
It's a look. Yeah, I wear it all the time, but I was mortified.
And that was the
so
look of somebody that got stuff spilled on them.
yeah.
Messy bitch.
I was mortified. I just remember the feeling of them putting me in leggings and a big t-shirt, and I was so embarrassed because that wasn't the thing to wear.
As you should.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I live to tell
God.
about it.
Never wears leggings again.
That's so. Like that reminded me of what I used to wear in middle school. I used to wear like these giant dicky shorts.
I thought you were going to talk about skinny pants because I
Oh no. But that was in high school. I went from like the loosest clothes to the tightest clothes from middle school to high school. I thought it looked so good too.
I'm trying to think. Like you reminded me of like a traumatizing thing that happened to me. I think I was in maybe 7th grade, and you know, acne's starting to come up. It's a common thing, and I got one literally on the tip of my nose, the biggest pimple you could possibly imagine, and it was one of those deep ones that's under the surface that you like. If you tried to pop it, you literally couldn't. And I remember my entire nose swelled up, and everybody would just be like this. Just staring as they're talking to me.
Oh no!
This one kid like looked at me and was like, "Okay, Rudolph," and I just remember being like, I wanted to die.
How old were you?
I was in 7th grade,
Oh.
and I just remember it was one of those ones that lasted like 2 weeks too, because it wasn't just like a okay, good to go.
And that stress of that disc probably made it even worse. Like it just went.
It just
like
grew
it got,
right there. And I don't know why that just. It really messed me up, and I feel like to this day.
Who said it to you?
This kid named Joe.
Fucking Joe.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Joe.
No, yeah.
Joe, brick wall waterfall.
I remember getting a really nasty one like that right here, and it was like there for 3 weeks. It was so bad.
Was this recent? Was this recent?
No, this was like.
Are you talking about that one right there?
No. I get those all the time, but we're good. Mariah puts makeup on me. But I remember it was there for 3 months, and this is back when like a lot of emo girl or a lot of scene girls would wear like Monroe.
The Monroe piercing.
So everybody would always say, "Nice Monroe piercing," and it would kill me because people didn't say it as a joke. People said it to like actually make you feel like shit about yourself.
I'm still talking about Rudolph.
Fuck off.
Okay, Rudolph.
Okay, Rudolph.
That is terrible.
My mom had this like, oh my God, this is so weird. I never told anybody. It was like this little, it was called like Clearasil, and it was like tinted. And I just remember every morning I would just be like this.
Oh, it was a tinted one.
It was kind of like
tinted moisturizer.
It was like
makeup.
So boys didn't think they were putting on makeup, but it was like
I put on my mom's makeup one time to like cover up a zit, and then this one girl, Maddie, was like, "Are you wearing makeup on your zit?"
She's that person.
And I didn't even have acne, but I was just like insecure about this one spot, and just put my mom's like, "This'll do, just a little touch," and I'm like, "Okay," and then she was like,
he probably felt so confident afterwards.
Right.
It killed me.
You guys, you were talking about like the pimple cream, right?
Yeah.
I remember back then I thought Abreva for like any pimples.
What is it?
Abreva.
Wait.
Abriva's just for cold sores. I'd put that shit like.
Oh, that's funny.
Before we continue, this episode is brought to you by Honey. If you don't know what Honey is, it is an online shopping tool that saves you money online.
And it's free. Honey automatically finds the best deals and applies them to your cart at checkout.
It's super simple. When you're checking out, a little drop-down box is going to pop up. You click Apply Coupons, and boom, baby. Prices drop.
Oh, and prices do drop because I bought myself a checkered carpet for my living room, and it saved me $100.
That's insane.
Guess how much the carpet was?
How much?
$20,000. No, it was a $700 carpet. It saved me $100.
That's so good, and it's so simple. It's so instantaneous, and it just makes sense. Why would you not want to save money? It's so simple.
They have your favorite stores on there. They got Target, Macy's, Sephora, Etsy's, you name it.
And for everybody listening, it has saved over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings.
And Honey supports over 30,000 stores, and they add more every single day. Not using Honey is literally passing up free money, and it's free to use and installs in just a few seconds.
Plus, it's now part of the PayPal family. So go to joinhoney.com/unfiltered to sign up.
Again, join Honey for free at joinhoney.com/unfiltered.
Does anybody in this room have they ever had like an anxiety attack, like anxiety at
all the time.
All the time,
Okay,
every
so
single day.
You know how it's more normalized? Like, of course, people had it like way back then, but you know how it's more normalized for more people to have it nowadays?
Yes.
So in 6th grade, I what I look back now and I'm like, I was having anxiety attacks. That's what it was. I had so much anxiety and I didn't know how to explain it to anybody. And for like the whole year,
She thought she had superpowers.
The whole year I didn't say anything to anybody because I didn't know what it was. I never heard of it, like whatever. So then I finally like went up to my teacher and like tried to explain it. And as I'm explaining it, I'm looking at his face and he like thought I was literally insane. And he just looked at me like, because I was imagine in 6th grade trying to explain what I'm feeling right now. Like I wasn't like, I'm panicking. I didn't even know what that meant. You know what I mean? I was just like, things are going really fast, but I see that it's not. It's slow. And he was just like, and I kept going and going and going and digging myself deeper and then panicking more. And he goes, okay,
nurse?
Why don't you just go to the nurse? Yeah, that's what he said. Why don't you just go to the nurse? And I went down there and they gave me a shot of Gatorade and crackers. I was like,
A shot of
They
Gatorade?
always did that. No.
Gatorade and crackers. Put some ice on it. I'm like, okay.
You do realize that, like, we realize now that the clinic and schools were nothing.
Nothing.
I used to love going to
Nothing.
the nurse. It was like a vacation. I would be like, stomach ache. Hi, Nurse Shelley.
And then you come back to the class from McDonald's and
No. Oh my gosh.
That was the best growing up. Like going to like a doctor's appointment and your mom would take you through like the drive-through, get McDonald's on the way, and then you show up feeling like the shit.
no, I didn't get that treatment.
Yeah, me neither. My mom, if I had an appointment, she would make it for the weekend.
Yeah.
She would never let me. Senior skip day, I was the only person in school.
My mama had my back. She was like, "Baby, I feel you."
If I was leaving school early, it's because I'm in trouble. I'm in deep trouble.
I'm in deep
like
trouble.
my parents found out something, and I'm going home early so they can beat my ass and then ground me.
I think it was mostly because my mom wanted to call out of her work. God, my kid's got to go to the dentist. I can't.
funny. That's funny.
Oh my
Oh, so
god.
you'd lie and then you go straight home.
Well, no, like I'm just saying, like she would just be like, she wanted to take off work too, so she would book me on a day. So
Like an appointment.
Oh, got it,
I
got it,
would
got
get out
Funny.
of school too, but she would be like, I can't. I gotta take my kid to the doctor.
That's really
My
funny.
mom does that shit though. She's so funny. She'd be like, "You want McDonald's?"
She wants
It's like I
McDonald's.
didn't bring it up.
Oh, and it was the worst when you didn't have McDonald's, but somebody would walk in and you would just smell those fries. Mm-hmm. Can I have one, please? Oh.
Because McDonald's was so like it was so unreachable to us. Like we can never get McDonald's unless our parents drove us there.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't walk there. It was always in a location where you just couldn't get to.
I was gonna say, Mariah, do you want to talk about your experience the other day while you were filming TikToks? Oh, Zane, you were part of it too.
What experience?
Oh,
The popper.
Oh, paparazzi,
Like,
right?
Heath, what are you talking
I'm
about?
just so immune to it. I forget.
I just filmed so many TikToks. I just don't know what you're talking
no,
about.
there's so much paparazzi. I'm just.
So, all right, so Addison came over and we were just hanging out here, and then we decided we wanted to make a TikTok. So we go out to the front outside of Heath's house.
We were outside for less than 5 minutes.
Less than 5 minutes, we're out there making a TikTok in the middle of the street, and all of a sudden, a guy comes out with his camera. Like it's not just a normal camera. It's like the one with the thing on top. Like you could tell it's paparazzi.
Yeah.
And we look at this guy, and we thought it was just a guy that was walking by. Just wanted to get a shot of, kids.
You know, young kids in the street shaking ass.
Shaking ass.
just I don't know, just us filming something. I thought he thought I was excited, but we found out it was paparazzi, and we're like, "Oh, are you paparazzi?" And he's like, "Yeah, just keep doing your thing." And we're like, "Okay."
It was so weird.
And
it was so weird.
and we're just like, "Okay, let's just go inside. This is just weird." Because he wasn't saying anything.
Right.
He was just filming. So we're walking away, and he's just following us. And we're trying to make it not awkward. We're just like trying to just say shit. And he kept on going. And
It was also in a residential area, so it was very, very random.
yeah.
Right, and I just moved into this house.
Yeah, it's in our neighborhood.
Nobody
it's not
knows,
like
I
a
haven't-
main
I haven't
street in
filmed here, I
Hollywood.
haven't done
like-
anything.
Is he following Addison?
He didn't say anybody's name. Like he was
Yeah,
just
he
he
didn't
was
say
silent the
anything.
whole time.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing.
He wasn't. He was taking pictures. He wasn't filming.
No,
He was filming. He was
Was
filming.
he asking you guys questions?
No, nothing.
He asked Addison questions
after.
hours later, like 4
He
hours
stayed
later.
out front.
Oh.
Yeah.
They came back inside, and hours later they went out again.
Can you
Still
imagine
there.
if that was your job? Just like
Just being
tracking
super
people?
invasive and prying.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how there's no like law to that. Like if that was anybody else, they're a stalker. They're literally a fucking stalker. They're outside of your house
Right.
waiting for you to just watch your every move. But for paparazzis, for all of a sudden it's completely okay and people like see
Is
it
that
as
like
normal.
a law?
No, obviously there's no law because they're working. They get paid to do it. It's
No. But maybe if you do follow somebody for too long, it becomes stalking. like if it was the same
certain
person who was
paparazzi.
following you every
Right.
single day, you have to give them some space, right?
I'm just surprised, like these days, right now, there has been nothing done about
You
it.
get like a restraining order on like a girl, and you like just like you turn into a paparazzi so you can keep doing it.
The main thing is that they don't fucking edit these videos.
Right.
The first thing me and Mariah said when he was filming was that,
Yo, let me
is
cut
this
it
like
up.
no cuts, right? You just kind of film the whole thing. He's like, yep. I'm like, so you're going to keep that in too, right? What I just said. He's like, yeah, probably. And I was like,
Oh, man.
hey, can Mariah edit that clip?
What like that's a nightmare.
but didn't you catch something recently on your?
Oh, yeah. So right now I have a ring for my house. So like, it's kind of like the Citizen app. If you don't know what the Citizen app, it's like you kind of just see what's happening around your area. Like if there's like a shooting or someone gets robbed or anything like that, it's on the Citizen app. So the ring kind of has that like same feature where everybody that has a ring, we all like kind of share shit that's going on. Like if somebody like steals your dog.
You got to add me to this group. I gotta see.
No. Like I remember the one I just sent to the group. Like someone like alerted all of our rings saying, "My dog just got stolen by a homeless man." I'm like, how does that happen?
Oh my god.
And you see the video of like the dog like prancing right next to the homeless dude like that was walking away, and like that's it.
Well, hopefully they put up a good reward.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So wait.
But-
So what did you catch?
So this is so weird because it connects to something from a long time ago. So I get a notification like these two people were robbing our cars outside of our house. I look at the picture and I could swear on my life, these people look just like the people that stole Heath's truck.
This dude.
The
No.
boy and
Sent
the
it
girl,
to
the boy
me?
and the girl were the same size, the same height, the same his hoodie. The girl was holding this
It
like
looked
satchel.
Exactly.
It was weirdly fucking similar. I sent it to Heath. I'm like, dude, these are the people, right?
It
He's
had
like,
to be. It had to.
It
be.
looked like it.
Same area.
It's the same area.
Did
It's
they-
in
did-
our space. It's in our area.
Did
Oh,
they?
area.
See, they can't do that to you.
This is
right?
my aria.
Did they get anything?
I don't think so. I think they just said,
Did
watch
you-
out for these guys. They're like
They
they're
were
stealing
like,
shit from cars.
what is it called? Where you like check doors, see if
That's
stuff's
way
unlocked?
too coincidental if they
Yeah.
really do
Which
look.
seems like what they did to like me. They
Pretty-
were checking.
pretty-
they
no,
were,
pretty
they were
much.
checking doors.
Right, they
and
were
then
checking to see what they found. They found keys and they were like,
They-
oh
Right.
shit.
They've won fucking gold, baby.
Baby, well, I got my motherfucking gold back. So try again.
Can I put them on the video?
Do it, of course.
Right here. We're putting
Of
it up.
course.
Baby,
Guys,
watch
if
the
you
video
know-
on
Justice will
youtube.com/Zane
be
Heath.
served
If you recognize
for
these-
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Should we
Get
just
'em.
start putting like pictures of everybody stealing shit every podcast? Like, all right, guys, this is our week's criminals that we
turn
have.
into
Oh,
a
I
crying
like that.
Have you guys seen that guy who has a YouTube channel called Cart Narcs?
No.
He like sits in parking lots and waits for people to, when they go up to their car with their shopping cart, they just like leave it right there. They don't take it to the return spot, and he goes up and confronts them.
Oh, that's
my
funny.
And it's just like, hey, why didn't you move this cart or whatever? Like, you're completely blocking another space for another car. Why would you do this? And it was funny because recently a guy gets busted and he's like, oh my gosh, you're Cart Narcs. And he was like,
Oh, he
and
knew who it
yeah,
was.
he knew what it was, but he's like, I'm sorry, I goofed up. I was being lazy. My
That's
bad, but I love
funny.
you. Can I have the bumper sticker? Because I think he puts like a sticker on the car.
That's so
but a
funny.
guy
So
like
funny.
took the L pretty well, and it was really funny because he's like, I messed up. And he's
great.
like,
Do-
I can't believe this. I love your videos.
Do you guys return the carts to the cart?
Always.
Every time.
Always. Cool.
Yeah.
Always, because like wind will catch that and it can hit another car.
and,
Right.
and you got to think about like that's people's jobs too. Like there's somebody that goes around and gets carts when they're like not
hate-
busy inside.
Hate seeing people pop it up and just leave the two front wheels on
Oh,
top
on
of
the
like
curb.
the dirt.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
I used to do that in Florida. I would pop it right up on the grass.
Oh.
I was young. It was different times,
It was a different time.
It's a waste of time.
and I was high most of the time. So
Wait, I have a cart story from the other day. Look at this transition. It's my grocery story that I was going to tell you guys. So I was at the grocery store like a couple weeks ago, and half the parking lot was blocked off with caution tape. I guess they were just limiting the amount of people that were going into the store. So there was only a certain amount of spots left, but there was a parking lot next to it that people were parking at and just running into the store and coming back out. So I parked in the parking lot next to it, right? I go in, get my things, and it was a full grocery shop. Like the cart was filled, heavy shit, whatever. I'm running back to my car, and the cart locks. You know, do you know how they have a limit?
Target has that. Target has that.
Yes, when you get out of the zone, it locks, and it locked.
How does it do that? Is it like a chip in there? How does it fucking
I don't
do
know.
that?
I think it's a magnet.
A magnet from that far?
It's like a magnetic
on the floor.
field.
On the floor.
And then I think that the magnet like closes it.
And you can't like back up and just be like, oh, it's fine. It's like,
Yeah, you can't restart. It's done.
yeah, it's horrible. So I stopped and I'm looking at my car. I'm like, what do I do? I'm in the middle of like there's like a street in between the two. I was like, what do I do? So I stack my arms up.
She's in the middle of Cahuenga.
I had cases of water bottles, Gatorade. Like I had a lot of stuff. I couldn't do one trip. So I like pushed the cart next to a lady who was like loading her car to like, just to show like maybe it's hers. So I load my arms up and I start running to my car, dropping it off, running back, picking everything up, running to my car, running back. And then finally just like a nice like girl just came over. She was like, this literally happened to me yesterday. She was like, I'm going to help you out. She was like, these people can wait. She was like, pull your car up right here in the middle of the street. I was like, okay. And she helped me. So whoever you are, thank you.
You know, I really like that feature. We should put that on our chargers. Because I'm sick of buying chargers and leaving in the house for people. Because I'll buy extra chargers
Don't even
when
start
we have
with me.
people over. So I'll put them in like every wall. And
That
then
shit
all of a
gets
sudden, there's
stolen.
two missing. So when they walk out the door, there should be a little magnet where it fucking pulls a charger back.
Who do you think's stealing the chargers?
I don't know. I don't know who's
Ours
it.
got
It's one.
stolen,
It's one of
too.
us. It's one of our friends. I just don't know.
I've never even used a charger.
But honestly, I think it's just. I think it honestly.
I'm just like, you go to Jeff's house, you open the door, and you just see chargers, like all.
I bet it's Jeff. Jeff sits there and charges his phone all the time on
he
the
does.
couch.
Oh,
That's
he
true.
does. And he did it here too. He's always the one asking for the charger.
We lost like 3 the other day.
The
and we
new
just,
ones.
And we just lost a friend.
The good ones, the big supercharger box with the little USB-C
the-
port.
We don't have
the
any
double
left.
voltage.
Yeah, I love them.
Ooh, that'll fuck up your day when you lose one of them.
Oh man, but it's the best when you like find one. You're like, ooh, I'm keeping this one, and then you lose
That's
them.
a
So
come
it's.
So you do
So
take
it's
them.
Matt.
No,
No.
but like if I go to my parents' house and I see one, I'm taking it.
Matthew,
What? My parents don't.
they don't charge their phones.
Yeah.
Before we continue, we have another sponsor on this podcast, baby. We got HelloFresh.
What is HelloFresh?
HelloFresh is a delivery service where you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your door.
They got something for everybody. They've got the low calorie, the vegetarian options, and they've also got stuff for family friendly needs.
Ooh, which is perfect for me.
Right, baby. Low calorie.
No, I was talking about the family-friendly one, baby. I eat a lot.
Right.
But you know what? I have been watching my weight. I've been working out a lot, and I've been cutting down some fat. I had lost 2 pounds in
There
the
you
past
go.
4 weeks.
Very good.
But I've been eating HelloFresh, which has helped me lose those 2 pounds.
HelloFresh is great because it cuts out the stressful meal planning, grocery trips, and it allows you to get dinner cooked in just about 30 minutes.
Or even 20 minutes with their quick recipe option.
And what's super great about it is that everything comes directly to your door, already pre-measured. You don't have to worry about wasting any food. Everything's already ready to go, and you use exactly what you're getting.
Keep your fridge stocked by adding extra proteins or sides like garlic bread weekly.
And what I really love about HelloFresh is that they've donated over 2.5 million meals to charity in 2019.
And this year is even stepping up their food donations due to the coronavirus crisis.
So you already know that Mariah and I like to cook a lot. We actually just made the other night. It was the hot honey and chicken with potatoes and broccoli.
Yep. Don't forget to include me in those dinners, man. I help out too.
I'm going to have to upgrade to the family plan because Zane is always coming over here and wanting some free food.
That is a fat joke, but maybe it's okay because HelloFresh is too good.
So guys, if you want a nice home-cooked meal, you want to surprise your family, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your best friend, whoever it is, if you want something nice delivered directly to your door, everything you need, do the work, baby. Go to HelloFresh.com/unfiltered60 and use code unfiltered60 and you're going to get $60 off your first 3 weeks.
Including free shipping on your first box.
So again, that's HelloFresh.com/unfiltered60. Use code unfiltered60 and you're going to get $60 off your first 3 weeks.
Additional restrictions apply. Please visit HelloFresh.com for more details. I know we already talked about like package stealing, but or like just shit at the door at your door. But like remember when people, you know how people would steal packages from front doors, right? They do it all the time. They'll drive by houses and steal packages. But there are these guys that would leave packages of like a glitter bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of their house, and they'll
So
bring it in
funny.
their car. They're open, and there's a camera in there.
And there's a stink
like a
bomb
it's
as
like a spinner.
well.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love those.
My
videos.
favorite videos, by the way. I love watching those
love
videos, just
those.
seeing their face.
Those ones are good. And then the instant karma videos are
Oh,
my absolute
yes.
favorite because it's so quick.
What instant karma video?
Just you never seen just people like getting instant karma?
Oh, like the guy like that was like yelling at the other guy like "fuck you, bitch," blah, blah, and then boom, like hits the car right in front.
Yeah,
of
just
Got
stuff
it.
like that.
Yes.
It is so funny. There was one I just saw earlier today. He was like, he's yelling something at this like person in the crosswalk that was at a car. He was like, "Yeah, fuck you, blah blah blah," and then he's like looking to the side, keeps walking, and just boom, slams face first into a pole.
Oh, that's
and it's
so
just
embarrassing.
like stuff like that is just so
Yes, or when people get
satisfying.
caught stealing.
And
like I
confronted.
love the moms
lady
on the beach. Oh,
Yes!
that's the best video.
Oh, when they try
my-
to steal like umbrellas.
Two older women,
The
like in their
canopy.
60s, like just stealing their whole beach setup, and he just comes up running with his camera, and he
So
goes,
good.
"This is our stuff," and they go, "Oh, wait, no, I thought we were over there." He goes, "No, this is our stuff." And
What
you're
kind
stealing.
of position are you in to be stealing people's
But like
beach sets?
it's what's so funny is like they looked like if you were to put a 5-year-old and catch them stealing, it was the same. Just this.
Oh,
Wait, this isn't mine. This
yeah.
is yours.
And
Like,
then one of the women snaps on him for like filming, and then that's when you know that they are stealing.
she knew she was gonna be on Facebook, moms.
It's crazy that people still steal from front doors when you know there's a fucking camera. The clearest cameras, clearest cameras to date are capturing your fucking face, and you still see. Like, remember, like, and how unlucky do you have to be stealing from like a celebrity's house and then they post about it? Like Phineas. Remember Phineas posted
Yes.
a picture of the guy's like literally the
Wait, what
guy's
happened?
face on his Instagram like main feed. He's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm just gonna post this on my main feed. Hopefully one of you guys know who he is. I'm like, damn, imagine being that guy. And Phineas fucking posts that picture on
done.
his main feed. Like,
You're done.
It must be kind of exciting though. Like you get all these boxes and you come home and it's like Christmas. You don't know what's in.
you get a fucking.
You're just like you don't know what you're gonna get.
The mystery boxes on eBay.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like,
Remember the girl that actually got her unfiltered mug stolen? She tweeted at us.
oh yeah.
And in my head, I was like, oh my God, those poor guys probably opened that as a fucking mug after all day of,
Oh my
of
gosh.
What do they call them? Porch Pirates?
Yeah.
Porch Pirates.
Porch Pirates.
That,
Oh,
sounds,
that's a good
that sounds
name.
like a good punk name for like a band.
Porch Pirates.
So we're Porch Pirates.
Guys, I got some pretty big news.
Well, tell us.
What?
Mariah and I have a new roommate.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm like
expecting something else.
I am expecting something.
It's our new roommate.
No.
The other night we heard something. We were in our room and we heard this like
It was, I swear it sounded like walking
shuffling around. Like it sounded like it was in the kitchen. We're like, what the hell is that? I was like, I think somebody's in the house right now.
We were convinced. We were like, somebody's in the house.
That's
like
the
Heath
worst
was
fucking
like,
feeling.
Heath was like, come here. Like ready to rumble.
He puts you in front of him. Go,
ready
baby,
to
go.
rumble.
You got
baby,
it. Go
go,
be
go.
sweet. No, so I walked out and I kept hearing it. And I was getting like closer. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I hear it above me. And it's like this pitter patter. Like
walking, not like critter, like walking around.
I thought, like in my head, I was like, there's somebody living in my fucking attic eating my cereal.
Just like that. Just like those
That's
stories.
the first thing. And then all of a sudden I heard like this scratching, like hard scratching. And I was like,
Oh, it's
holy
Zane.
shit.
Forgot it was you.
But yeah, I think we have like a big raccoon, possum, or something up in the roof.
It's definitely not little.
I did not
What
dare
if
to
it's
go
an-
up there.
Oh, so it's still up there.
Yeah.
you gotta get someone.
Why don't you
It
get
could
rid
be
of him?
Dude, it could be
like
an
'em.
owl. That's driving me crazy. Speaking of driving,
There it is.
do you guys remember learning how to drive?
I remember my dad teaching me how to drive. It was the scariest thing in my life.
Yes.
My dad is like 6'4", 265 pounds, just a big dude. He's not like overweight. Like he's just a huge guy, and he's so intimidating. And imagine being like a little kid learning how to drive, and he's in the passenger seat, just like.
Yeah, I know. You think it's going to be this fun experience, and then your dad
Yes.
kind of snaps on you,
It's
and it becomes
terrifying.
the worst moment
I remember
ever.
like I was doing turns and stuff, and I'm like, in my head, I'm doing all right. But imagine, I'm putting myself in his shoes. Imagine teaching somebody, like we look at driving right now. It's just like this. You just get in the car and you're driving. You're not thinking about what you're doing. It's just like, it's natural. It's like, imagine teaching a baby to walk. Be like, just pick your fucking foot up. Put it in front of the other
Yeah.
and just walk. Like it seems like such a frustrating thing. So like now being older, I get why he was so annoyed. Like just turn the fucking stupid. Give it gas. Go.
You see, y'all are dumb. I'm smart. I would just sneak the car out. I never asked my parents to like.
They're like, wait, why do you know how to drive so good?
No, I wouldn't even bother asking because most of the time they would say no, and then the times I would drive, it was stressful. Like it just wasn't fun. I didn't like doing it. I would just sneak the car out.
Oh,
and
he
just
a
drive
bad
myself.
bitch.
Oh wow.
I could
All the time.
never.
All the time.
Zane.
All the time.
I would not have the guts.
Where would you go?
Because like.
Oh,
Because to me, driving was like you get in the car and you drive, and it's always been like that. Like it was just annoying, so I just got in and just drove myself to places.
wow.
Did I want to know how I got caught driving?
Yes.
Wait, is this is before your permit or anything?
This is before my permit.
Jesus.
Yeah, because I didn't get my permit till I was like 7. Like I didn't get anything till I was like 17, 18.
Wait, how'd you get caught?
It was my brother's car, and this was like in the middle of the night.
The audacity.
So I leave, I pick up my friend, and we're driving around, and we find a cat.
We found a bag of weed.
Find a cat. And we're like, ooh, look, cat. Grab the cat, and we put it in our car. We're not catnapping it. We're gonna return it, but we want to hang out with it for a bit. So we bring the cat in the car,
Oh my
and we're
gosh.
driving around. We're like, oh my god, this is such a cute cat, blah blah blah. And then we drop it back off after like 5 minutes. But we don't realize that
The
cats
fur?
leave cat hair. And so the next day, my brother gets in his car and he looks in the backseat, covered in hair, and that's how we got caught.
Oh man.
What in the world?
That's really funny, actually.
But he never told my parents. I don't
that's a
think.
good
I don't
one.
remember him ever telling my parents, but I thought that was really funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have to go to driving school?
No.
Like
Or did
We
you do
all-
like self-taught?
everybody had to.
I know,
What do
but
you
some
mean?
people did like
no,
self-taught at home.
No.
Like,
Yeah, I
like
did
the student driver on the back, like, oh no, I never did that.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Oh,
My
with the guy
parents-
like on the road.
yeah, where
no.
like the guy has like the brake on his side of the car.
That's, I think in
No.
Florida, that's how you get your driver's
yeah,
license.
I got
huh?
mine at Sears. There was Sears driving
What?
school.
at Sears.
Yeah, at Sears.
No, I never went to school.
And after school, I would have to go for like 2 hours, like a few times a week, just to do
That's
the
What?
class part.
weird.
And then I would have my mom would drop me off at the mall, and I would get in a car with the guy and log in hours of us driving. And the worst was you had to get like, it was like 2 or 3 of us, and we'd all take turns driving the car. And I hated that because I was like, I don't want to be in the car with this inexperienced driver driving. So you would like watch these other kids like fail and mess up and being in the back seat.
And you only fucked up because you were like you didn't, because you were scared because everybody was watching. That was like the
Yes.
I used to go to driving school in Plantation High. They had like a driving like course where you had
They do,
you
yeah,
took-
every high school I think has a driving course.
We-
parents
our high
made
school
my
didn't.
you didn't have did you have to take it
No,
for a
you
driving
I didn't
test?
have to. No.
Okay, I think
It was just if you wanted extra practice.
Yeah.
You can do it.
They made me take that, so I had to take it. But I was so bad at tests where I would constantly not like pass the test, like the written tests, because the questions
wait.
are
Oh,
the questions are fucking hard. Like,
Well, I was a very good student in my driver's ed class, and I'll never forget. I was at the front of the class, doing like the big final test, and I'm sitting there with my like the booklet and my Scantron,
Yeah.
and I'm looking over, answering my thing, and the guy goes, "Guys, keep your eyes on your paper," and I was like, I wonder who that is. kept on going, and he goes, like I said, eyes on your paper. And I was like, I don't know who's cheating in this class. And then he goes, kid with the hat in the front. And I was like, and I turned
you wore
around
hats
and he
in
goes,
school?
dude, what are you doing? And the whole class is like still, and everyone's looking at me. And I was like, he goes, you're looking over at that girl's Scantron, aren't you? And I'm like, no, I pull up my thing and I go, I'm not looking at it
as
at
soon as you
all.
do that, everyone's like, "Skeet!"
That's
But and I
so
remember
funny.
being like, dude, I'm not cheating, and I wasn't. I was just. But this
Oh, you
guy.
get accused of so much.
But it was. I remember getting so angry because he was accusing me of that in front of an entire class. I wasn't cheating.
Do you remember taking your actual driving test?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
killed
was
it.
me taking the written exam.
I was at the DMV like probably half a year ago, and I had to retake my driver's license test to get the I don't know if I was getting a real ID or I just misplaced it and I needed to get another one, but I had to take the test again. I almost failed.
Really? I don't
Imagine I failed.
Some of the questions are stupid.
It's not something that it's not an everyday question.
Yeah,
They're not everyday questions.
I had to take the exact same test.
It was something about like the construction sight sign, and it was like something very specific to the light driving, and I'm like, hold on, wait, nobody fucking knows this. Why are you giving me this question out of the 20 questions that you're gonna give me? How about you give me a question what the fucking red light does and what yellow light and green light does? Because that's really
stop, speed up, and go.
Yeah. Me and my siblings started to learn to drive like as soon as we could reach the pedals. I was probably like 10 or 11.
And that's on living in the middle of nowhere.
The very first time I was driving, my mom obviously had me on her lap, and she was like, do you want to pull into the garage for me? I was like, yeah. So she had the pedals and I had the steering wheel, and the wheel was turned already, and I didn't know. I thought it was already straight. So she started pressing the gas, and then she was like, okay, you have to turn the wheel. And it wasn't like clicking. I was like confused because it wasn't my feet on the pedal. So I was thinking like, wait, I was confused. And then we both got confused, and we hit the house.
Oh, no.
She was more scared.
How do you explain that? You go to the husband, like, it was her.
That's the thing.
It
She was
the
more
kid.
scared of my dad. So she started like fake crying because she was like, we have to make him feel bad. Because something like that, my mom's like, oh, we'll fix it. But my dad like freaked out. But so that was one time. And then the other time when I was like actually sitting in there by myself, we went to a New Year's party. I was 12 years old, and my parents were drinking. And the house that we went to, it was a friend's house. It was probably like an 8-minute drive. It was like under 10 minutes. It wasn't far, but it was a blizzard outside. It was snow, and I never drove in the snow before. But my parents were drinking, and we left. And my mom was like, Mariah, do you want to drive?
And you're
I was
8?
like,
12.
no, I was 12.
you were 8.
No, I was 12 at the time. I was like 12. She was like, do you want to drive? And I had because my older brother slept over at that house. It was his friend's house. So then it was me, my 2 siblings in the back, and my parents. And they were drinking, so they didn't want to drive. And on top of
blizzard.
it was snowing out. We didn't have
my
4-wheel drive.
God.
Like, it
Oh
was
God! Imagine those questions. Ooh, I would not be able to all them snow.
we took all back, and it's
Imagine
Pennsylvania.
the cop pulling that over.
Right. Well, luckily it was only back roads, and there's no like street light. It's Pennsylvania. And there's no street lights. It's like cornfield. So I was going literally probably 6 miles an hour the whole time, but I made it home and I did it.
Wow.
That's my
Is it-
love.
My favorite thing is when teenagers are first learning how to drive, but like they're very like their feet are very sensitive to the pedals, and just when the parents like, okay, honey, stop, like them freaking out makes the kid freak out, and they don't press the brake, but they press the gas hard.
Floor it.
And they just fucking run like Vard on. That was the funniest fucking thing to watch.
Oh, I hated when my mom like if you would brake too hard or something, like she'd be like,
Oh, like when you brake,
Just
like,
a deep breath.
just a deep breath.
or when the light turns
Like, give
yellow.
me a break. Throw me a bone. I learned to drive on a minivan. Like, I grew up driving minivans. And so that's why I like bigger cars. Like when my first car was like a smaller car, it was like, I can't see anything down here. That's why I like being up
Being
high
up
and
just
bigger.
feels safer.
Yeah.
It's just nice.
I felt safe in a minivan. I don't know.
We have another sponsor for the podcast, ExpressVPN. As we all know, ExpressVPN protects our privacy and security online, but you guys might not know this.
that they also allow you to watch movies and TV shows that are not available in the country that you're living in.
Now that so many of us are stuck at home, it's only a matter of time that we're going to run out of things to watch on Netflix.
Right, like the other day I was binge watching the Doctor Who that is only available in the UK.
He said that the Doctor Who.
Baby, you know, a little time machine. It's so simple. All you got to do is fire up the ExpressVPN app, change your location to the UK, and just refresh Netflix, and bam, baby, you are good to go.
You see, look, ExpressVPN hides your IP addresses and lets you control where you want sites to think you're located.
And you can choose from over 100 different countries, so just think about all the Netflix libraries you can choose from.
But it's not just Netflix. ExpressVPN works with other streaming services like Hulu, BBC iPlayer, YouTube, you name it.
And you could use it on your phones, media devices, your smart TVs, anything you want and anywhere you are. It doesn't matter if you're on a small screen, big screen, and just take it wherever you go.
If you visit our special link right now at expressvpn.com/unfiltered, you can get an extra 3 months of it for free.
That's right. So just go to expressvpn.com/unfiltered and you're going to get an extra 3 months for free.
Support the show, watch what you want, and protect yourself with ExpressVPN at expressvpn.com/unfiltered.
And it's as simple as that, baby.
Boom, done.
So I thought like learning how to drive an automatic car was awful when I first learned. But when my parents taught me how to drive stick,
I wish I knew how to drive
that
stick.
was literally hell. It was the most frustrating thing because imagine like
Because you don't want to pop the clutch or what's it
pop
called?
You stall it, so it would just be like, all right, give it a little bit of gas, let off the clutch, and you bucking Bronco, and then it would stall out, and then they're just like, do it again, turn it back on. So you just do it again and just like ease it and just boom, boom.
That's funny.
The way it stalls on you, it feels like your car just broke down.
You know how to
the
drive
worst.
stick?
Yeah, I had to drive.
wow.
I had to drive a Torso. What is it? A Torso. So
a Toyota Tercel.
Tercel. Sorry, Tercel.
Tercel.
Ooh, that got good gas mileage. 1998.
Okay.
32.
It was
Miles to the
a
gallon.
shitty fucking car. It was like this tiny red car, and it was
Everybody
awful.
listening to the podcast driving in their Torcel, they're just
No,
like,
I mean, y'all know it's a shitty fucking car too. No, so I'd have to drive it to Sawgrass every day, and there's no parking garages. You can't park inside, so I'd always have to park outside, and my windows were broken, so they would always be down.
Oh, that's funny.
So half the time it was raining, so it'd always rain, and it would completely fucking soak everything in the car, and I have to sit in the wet car every fucking day.
Man.
I just remember that, and it was like, oh my god, it was awful, and like just having to drive that every day, and then having to work at Forever 21. Oh my fucking god, it was just the
Why'd you
worst.
say Saltgrass? Saltgrass Steakhouse?
no,
Sawgrass Mall. Sawgrass Mall. Sorry,
I was like, you worked at Saltgrass Steakhouse?
The mall, the big mall in
You
Florida.
Okay.
talking about like the rain and the water in the car just reminded me. My dad told me the story when he was younger. He had a, you know what Datsun is? The brand Datsun.
Dachshund?
DATSUN. It was like before Nissan. It was a Datsun 240Z. Super, super sick car. They're like really badass. But he had one of those that he fully built. But when he first got it, the whole bottom was rusted out. So when he was driving, he could look down the car and see the ground underneath him passing by as he's driving because the whole bottom.
This shit reminds me of like the Flintstones
So,
car.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was a rust
Yabba
bucket.
dabba doo.
That's funny.
That's crazy how it goes through that. Like you get that's that's deep then,
Right.
Because I feel like a car, it's like
No, it's a little low car.
got it.
So it was like you're already low to the ground, but there was the whole bottom was rusted out.
That's
And
funny.
he said the car saved his life because he was driving and he was falling asleep one night while he was driving. And as he was driving, he hit a puddle and water like splashed up through the bottom. And he was like, "What the fuck?" And then like realized like, "Oh my god!" Like he was like falling asleep on the road. And, like, the water coming up
and now he is the inventor of the cars that wake you up.
and he invented bottoms to cars.
That's funny.
Dude, one time I was in high school, and this was on a Friday night, and I had a speech and debate tournament the next morning. So I wasn't going out partying or hanging out with anybody, but my good best friend who like lived across the street was out partying and like drinking with a few friends in the neighborhood. And he had gotten his car and he was on his way home, and his horn on his car got stuck.
Oh, no.
He comes up to my front door and he goes, "Dude, my car horn is stuck." And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Do you hear that?" And I'm like, we listen to the distance, and his car horn is stuck, and it's at the park in our neighborhood, like 2 streets away. I'm like, "What do we do?" And he goes, "I don't know. I don't want to drive it. And I don't want to drive it back to the house because then they're gonna find me with like the beers and everything." So I threw the beers in the park. But they're gonna
my
the cops are gonna see
God.
it. And he goes, "You have to come with me." And I'm like, "I don't want to come with you and be involved in the situation." But I was like, "Sure, I'll come." And we walk all the way, and it was the worst thing because this car horn is stuck, and it's been going on for 30 minutes. Like
What?
neighbors.
He couldn't turn it off, the car?
Well, so because he knew that like even if he
Lit on
started the
fire.
car, he didn't want to also take it back to his parents' house, and then his parents would see that he had been drinking with the car horn stuck.
he
So
was
he didn't
in a
know what
pickle.
to do. And then eventually I saw the cops like coming in the distance, and I was like, "Dude, I can't. I have a speech and debate tournament. I can't be involved." So I left,
That is so white shit.
and I left, and I
fucking
remember
funny.
going
I
home,
can't-
and my heart was beating out of my chest because I'm like, the cops are going to come here. Like, I was gonna like,
You know, you could have gone away with it by saying, how old are you?
6'15".
Oh, wow. Okay, never mind. I
You
thought
could
you
not
were
have gotten away with that.
No,
No.
and I stepped away from the situation, but he was able to talk to the cops. The cops did come, and he explained the situation, and they were like, "Have you been drinking?" And he was like, "No, officer," but he had, but they didn't continue to question. They go, "Well, would you live around here?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, just drive the car to your house and then take the battery, undo the battery."
Yeah.
How old was he?
he was 16. I was 15.
Wow.
So he could drive. I didn't have
I'm
a
really
car.
surprised those cops because like me seeing a 16-year-old now, it's like if you see a 16-year-old outside of a car like that, you know they're 16, and like you would observe them a little bit more just to like.
I would
catch-
just
It was a
follow.
different
I would just
time.
follow them home.
That's crazy.
I would just
it
make
was-
sure they got home safe.
It was just the worst situation, like a horn stuck,
That's
and you're like
terrible.
driving around as a kid and you don't know what to do.
That
and you
happened-
don't want to drive it home. In any place you go, it's just everyone is like going, "What's wrong with that car?"
Oh,
That happened when I was in an Uber. The Uber's horn was stuck, and it was just going the whole drive. And I
Oh
was
my
just like,
goodness.
"You've got." And he was so embarrassed. He was like, "I'm so sorry. Like, there's nothing I can do."
my biggest fear when I would take my parents or my brother's car out was other people, because I would take it during the day too. Sometimes because they'd work and there was like always a car there to take. My biggest fear is while I was driving that either my neighbors or my parents' friends would be on the road seeing me drive, because
that's
I'm
funny.
like little, like I'm like you. Like, anybody on the road seeing me drive, it does not look right. Like when I'm like sitting in the car
right.
driving. So that was just like a fear of mine. I'd always like duck when it would be a stoplight, just making sure nobody could see me drive.
Reckless drivers, I don't understand how people can drive recklessly. No, I'm good, I'm accurate, I'm good. Like, no, it's the other people you have to worry about because other people don't know how to drive.
People are so stupid on the road. Like there's, you know how many people merge without fucking fully
Yeah.
looking?
Yeah.
That's really that's the problem, is people just merging,
Yeah.
not fully seeing if someone's coming or not.
I don't care how accurate you are.
Yeah,
Follow
and,
the rules.
and you know what? I'm gonna say it. It's older people. When you get to a certain
You
age,
should have to fucking retake your driver's
exactly. Do another driving test with somebody.
My
and,
dad never uses his signal like ever when he's like switching lanes. But it's not like bad. But I'm still like, I'll signal even if there is no car around me and I'm switching lanes. I just do it. But my
Yeah.
dad's just like, have you ever been in a car when like I've never
been
seen
in
an
one.
airbag. Like an airbag
neither.
has
I've
never
never
gone
seen one.
off. An airbag to me, I'm always like,
Oh.
what is that like?
Yeah.
I've never had that. I was in the back of my mom's car and we got rear-ended. It was nothing like bad, but that was just it. Like it was just like,
why don't airbags go off? Every car accident I see, I feel like the airbags don't go off unless it's like a bad accident where you're like,
I think it has to be a head-on collision.
got it.
Oh, really?
Or
There's side
Well,
airbags.
now
Mine didn't
nowadays
work.
they have the sides.
Do you remember as a kid like realizing what an airbag was for the first time? You'd be like, do you ever would just stare at it and be like, so there's a thing under there?
I still do that.
Like I'm always like,
I
And you
still
always
do
kind of want to
that.
just hit it. You always want to be
you
like,
just see airbag. You're like, I want to see it.
Dude, I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but my first accident in my Mitsubishi, you remember my hood was always up?
Yes.
Okay, I've actually never confessed this, and I need to tell my parents this. What?
What kind of Mitsubishi did you?
A Galant.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. I actually really liked it. It was my first car, $2,000, and it was
My
definitely
first car was
$2,000 because it was in the shop every week. Every week it was in the shop.
And that's when you get what you pay for.
Yeah. So the first accident I got into in that Galant, I actually I hit somebody. I was changing music. And I
Oh
hit somebody
my
in front
God.
of me. My shit was fucked, but the person in front of me, not a scratch, which it should be.
Right.
That's how it should be. She got out, and I was like, I am so sorry, I wasn't paying attention. She's like, you're good, you're good. And she gets in her car and leaves. And I was like, I'm fucked. I'm gonna be grounded. This car's like not my
Baby,
car
say
anymore.
it was in the parking lot. You was at Big Lots.
And that's exactly what I did. Not parking lot, but I said that I ran. I was driving. I had the light, and someone ran a red light and was making a left turn, and I hit them making a left turn.
Your parents
Just
don't
so I
know
didn't
about this?
They don't know about it.
Oh
So
my
they
gosh.
that's how I got in my first
that's
accident.
really funny.
I couldn't tell them that
But don't
because I would get my
but-
car taken away.
Don't you have to send pictures in to your insurance company? And
No, I never. I mean,
He just left
the
it
lady
dead.
let
the lady
go.
left because it's a lady that like sells
means-
insurance.
That'd be
she-
such an interesting job. Is like you look at like insurance claims and people send in the pictures and they tell you what happened and you're like, that's not that front fender.
You, like-
that's not from.
If
I
2
wish I
plus
could.
2 is 4.
What's so crazy is the people that can like measure the tire marks on the ground for like how long the marks go. You could figure out the speed at which they
Yeah.
were before they
Because
made
they've studied it over and over
that
and over.
shit's
They know what
They just
a,
have so
what a-
much like
I don't know.
examples.
They know what a fender bender is versus like
Right.
a tail end collision. I don't know my collision
Terminology?
terminology.
Remember my G-Wagon at the first house that I had? The tree came down.
Yeah.
Or no, not the. Sorry, it wasn't the tree.
Well, you had the garage, but then you also backed it into a tree, right?
Okay. So the story that what I just said, the tree fell down. That's what I was telling the insurance company. That's what happened.
Right.
So
right.
I actually backed into a tree, and then like 2 days later, I called the insurance company because I remember it was really fucking windy and shit was actually falling down, but nothing hit my car. So I was like, ooh, this is a good opportunity. I'm going to use the opportunity to tell them that this happened. So I called my insurance company. I said, hey, the tree, like it was a really windy night. Tree came and hit the back of my car. Like, is there any way you guys can come fix it? Do I have like some type of warranty? And they're good. They go, okay, perfect. Great. There's a camera on the back. There's cameras all over the car. There's cameras all over the car.
No.
So
They were
basically
setting
they
the
said,
footage.
okay, we're gonna like.
Zane's
take a
out
look at the
chopping a tree
footage.
down.
So we're gonna take a look at the footage, and I remember just going, okay, just let me know. And I remember hanging up and never calling him back because I knew they were gonna look at that footage.
So
and
funny.
see my ass just go, and you're walking around just going.
That's really good.
That's so smart. Like, yeah, it helps you like see behind you, but it helps insurance companies so much to see what actually happened to your fucking car.
Don't be shy. Show us some more.
You guys want to wrap it?
Yeah, let's wrap it up, baby.
Yeah, drive safely, guys.
Yeah. Please
Don't
be careful.
drink and drive. It's
Don't
so
text and
fucking
drive
stupid.
Be smart on the road.
And
Wear your seatbelt.
All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I still see some comments that are saying, where's the podcast? We post the audio every Monday and the video every Tuesday.
where's the podcast?
Monday audio, Tuesday video. Comment down below what you're doing while you're listening.
Yes.
I'm
and
curious.
upvote the ones where like that you do it when you're doing that. I'm curious as well.
I'm curious too. Thank you.
All right,
Matt.
guys. Well, thank you so much as always, and we love you, and we'll see you next Monday.
Goodbye.
Peace and blessings,
Peace and
baby.
love.